So here for Friday, we have our language arts. You have a worksheet for math. So you will be just going back to the previous videos this week, mostly the one on Monday. If you need a little bit of help, of course, let me know if you need help understanding it, but it is a review. So we're going to start with language and then complete our week off with spelling. So we are diagramming today, but the good thing is there aren't very many to diagram, but they do require a few more steps. So we're going to diagram prepositional phrases, and I am going to show you how to do that. So on your lesson plan, it doesn't actually say to complete page 123 and 124. However, if you're paying close attention to this video, I highly recommend it, and I'll tell you why. Because next week you're going to be diagramming quite a few, and it's important that you get practice. So I'm not saying it's required to also do page 24, but I suggest it and I will give extra credit for it. So my first tip is to make sure that you're taking these step by step and writing neatly. And this is how you diagram a prepositional phrase. It says that it is diagrammed beneath the word that it modifies, and study these examples. So here we have, I jumped off the trampoline. And as usual, we have the subject first, then the verb, then the object goes on this line. And then we take the off and the in this case. So the words that are in between the the verb and the object. So we have our prepositions here. The letter from Jill arrived. So we have letter, our subject, arrived, our verb, from our prepositions, and then our noun, Jill. And I am going to do number 1 with you just to make sure you understand it. Like I said, because you only have 3 to do here, and they're pretty easy, I do suggest you do the following page. So the first one's going to be easy. The subject is I. We're used to this when we're doing our regular diagramming. Live, our verb. Now, our prepositions. I'm going to turn it so it's nice and neat. On, a, and then my object or noun, ranch. So make sure that when you see these diagramming figures, which is a good thing, they give them to you so you don't have to draw them or try and figure out how many is needed. So when you have 2, that means that you're going to have 2 sets of prepositions. So just keep that in mind when you're doing these. When you see multiple slants going down, you're going to have your nouns going under your verb here, and the prepositions are going to go on these lines that are pointing down. And of course, let me know if you need help. I will be going over this on Thursday before you do this, so hopefully by then you'll have a nice understanding of how to complete it. And here for Friday, you're going to be reading a poem and then writing the missing list words in the lines below. So you're going to read this poem, an imaginary tale, in this case a quatrain, which is a poem that has 4 lines that rhyme. So that means each of these have rhyming words. So read this out loud, that's going to help you best, and then choose the missing word that would fit and make sense here. Also, make sure that you're writing them neatly here. So don't squeeze them on the top. Sometimes I get that. You don't have to write them twice. Just match them here on the bottom. And please make sure you're writing them correctly because we do have the lists right to the right on every page. Then on the bottom, we're going to read about 5-line poems, cinquains. They are unrhymed, but always follow a pattern. So here we have lines from a poem, and it actually identifies each line by number. And then you're going to, on a separate piece of paper, either write your own quatrain or cinquain. Use several list words. So this is kind of a creative exercise, but I do expect it, and it can be fun. So make up your own poem with this kind of poem, which is a quatrain. So make sure that you have 4 lines that rhyme, or 5 lines that don't really have to rhyme. So you don't have to put too much pressure on yourself to find words that rhyme. Like here, for example, it says vacation, restful, peaceful, playing, socializing, relaxing. I definitely enjoy playing in the summer holiday. So notice how that's kind of just a little story in a poem. So use these words, use as many as you can, and then show me the most creative poem that you can come up with.